launch. following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top-producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates, 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
Welcome to the D-Line.
Illegal contact, number 51, Zinkutsu elbow thrust to the up back. Orimawatsu roundhouse lunge kick to the quarterback. Takatami insword block to the... Shoot, never mind. 15 yards, first down.
Live football podcast on the Disruption Network.
You just got the feeling that he spelled the 8-hole and then got it in the end zone.
You find out life's this game of inches. So is football.
And now, here's your hosts, Chicken, Caleb, and Sil.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Wow, we've had some...
Here we are.
Testicle difficulties today.
That was a long one. Hey,
and Greg's not on.
Which one are you? You're yellow.
Yeah.
There's no way to talk to him like that.
And Pat was here, but, he's a volunteer fireman, and he had a fire, so he had to take off.
Yep. Unfortunately, yeah, he couldn't stay long. But, he'll be back, and we got a special guest with us tonight. Caleb is here.
Yeah.
I'm back. Here I am. Back from Boston, yeah.
From Boston?
Yeah. We had a good time. We had a good time out in Boston, so.
We got Greg Williams joining us again today.
Hello.
What's up, brother? How you been?
All right, man. How you guys been?
Not too bad.
Sad without football, I'll tell you that.
I know, right?
I know. But I got to say, you weren't with us last week when we talked about the trade that the Patriots just did with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I wasn't there, yeah.
So how do you feel about this trade?
I don't like it.
You like it?
No, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I think it says one thing.
I'd rather keep Cooks.
See, I don't know. You just picked up Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of speed. The hands are questionable, but I think with Belichick and that crew, I think you can get him to do what you want him to do. I think he could spread the defense and return kicks. But I also think now you got 2 number 1s and you got 2 number 2s.
Quarterback.
Yeah, or
quarterback.
Or a major trade. Yeah.
I've been reading Lamar Jackson, but he does not fit that offense.
Dude, did you see Tom Brady comment on his on an Instagram post today about him with Dion?
Can I just say something about Lamar Jackson, like I seen like them doing an interview, and I thought it was I'm gonna want to like kill myself for saying this, but I thought it was like one of those special ed type stories. I didn't realize it was him. I'm like, I thought he was like.
I heard he didn't do well on the Wonderlic. So.
Like he looked a little special to me. I really, honest to God, thought it was one of those like.
From
type
what
of story. I didn't realize
what I'm reading, he's shooting up into the first round somehow.
The New York Giants. The New York Giants.
No, that's not
Belichick
a
wants it. Belichick wants it. Belichick wants too. He wants his quarterback.
So you think that the New England and Giants are going to cook a deal?
Absolutely.
Not if I don't know.
Or unless
Buffalo might jump up.
It doesn't usually happen. But you could see an in-division trade if the Jets pull the plug. If the floor falls out and the Jets want picks, go back. Why not?
There's
Why
just
not?
so many teams want to trade up. Other teams are want to trade down between the Bears and the Broncos.
The Jets deal is looking better and better every day.
But
because of the leverage.
The Giants, because now I'm reading.
You can read.
Josh Allen is instead of Darnold is the pick for the Browns, which is probably just horse shit.
I think Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the draft.
So
personally,
he's a 6'5", just
dude. He just drops dimes though. Have you ever watched? Have you watched him throw?
Well, no. I'm just saying he's at that size, he's your prototypical guy you're looking for. You know? I mean,
Giggity.
He played. He played great in the rain when he was doing his pro day. So
okay, yeah, everyone's making. Oh, he played great in the rain. Who the fuck cares? How many games are you playing in? I mean, yeah, you want a quarterback that can play in the rain. I get it, but like everyone's making such a big deal about it.
But if you can play in the rain, you can play in the sun.
Well, it's just you're under the spotlight in shitty weather, and the rest of your life is on how you do today. And he stepped up.
Yeah,
that's big. That's big.
Thank you, Greg.
I think
I watched.
I try.
I thought you needed that.
I watched him throw. I watched him throw inside at the pro day, and I like Mike Mayock a lot from the NFL Network. He's kind of their draft guru with the NFL Network. He's kind of like the Kuiper of the NFL Network.
He's the only one that like actually played football.
Yeah, and Mayock like even Mayock was like watching him throw. Like Mayock was like blown away. He was like, just watch this next. Like he knew what he was gonna do. He hit every receiver. Like just the arc on the ball was just unbelievable. He looked like the real deal. Just from, I mean, I don't pretend to scout football or know how to scout football, but man, if I would have been licking my chops if I was a scout in the NFL after watching that. Watching.
Well,
him throw.
yeah, they came off very impressed. They didn't come out. Oh, he did okay. You didn't get any of those, shitty words.
Yeah.
His uniform was great.
It's just right now, these past few weeks leading up into the draft, everybody's a fucking liar. Because I don't believe a fucking word coming out of any of their mouths. Yeah. They've already made up their mind. Now they're just trying to spread anything but the truth.
But the thing, that's why I think Belichick is like licking his chops. I think he's happy where he is. Because everybody's fighting out, like who the one quarterback they're going to get. You know what I mean? There's probably like 4 or 5 quarterbacks you could probably build a franchise around. And then you got Barkley and you got a few other guys. But here's Belichick sitting in the deeper part of the draft, but with 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. We know what Belichick can do with, lesser-known players.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
that he can fit into a system.
Garoppolo. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was Garoppolo drafted at?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third round.
So he won him a few games, and then
Thanks,
he got him. They got a second round for him.
Happy to be.
You know what I mean? Like they got a good return on investment, and then you know what I'm saying. So they pick these guys later in the rounds. So I think he likes it. I think he likes where he's at. He might not even trade that, but he does have a good trade base.
I don't know if this is Bill Belichick's pick. That's my other part of this. Oh
no, it's 100% Belichick's pick.
I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. I disagree. I really don't know if it's his pick.
Who do you think it is?
I think it might be Josh McDaniels' pick.
No.
The future is Josh McDaniels in New England.
Right, as he mentors.
Kraft is the reason they kept McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. You don't pay make Josh McDaniels by almost $1 million the highest paid assistant in the NFL for a reason. He is the heir apparent. Yeah, this is going to be his guy.
Because you got to sit and listen to Belichick.
But he's done that. He's done that.
Yeah, I don't think. I really don't think they'd undershoot or overstep.
They did
Belichick.
last year. Trading Garoppolo.
Yeah,
they did it once.
Yeah, but that was because Whiny Brady.
That was his fucking guy. That was Jimmy Garoppolo was Bill Belichick's guy. And to send him out of town, you're right, Mike. They did get a very good return. There's no doubt about that. They got what they got for him was a very good return. But man,
and that's why I think it's
time to start moving on in New England. I think,
that's why I think that Belichick is going to be this. We're going to get rid of Garoppolo, but here we give you 2 first-round picks to make up for that.
Sure.
So now you could get a first-round quarterback if you see one that's worth it. But
what's the developmental time on a quarterback now? 3 years, probably.
I mean,
we're looking at 3 years.
If you're dangling a 1 and a 2 in front of somebody, and I was waiting for it. If you dangle a 1 and a 2 in front of somebody, and they're going to trade. If you're the Giants, maybe you might want a little more in there if you're going to take the second overall. But still,
if you're the second, it's going to cost all 4 picks to get up to 2. It's going to cost all 4.
Yeah,
to get up to number 2.
Well, you
overall.
can easily get up to 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, but is your guy still there? Because if you look at the way this draft is going, and you look at the top 3 quarterbacks,
they won't draft a quarterback that high.
The supposed top 3 quarterbacks in this draft, the Darnold, Allen, Rosen trio. So behind them is Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, and then Mason Rudolph. So if you look, I mean, the drop off, I would say from like Mayfield to Jackson is probably not as heavy as a drop off from Jackson to like Rudolph is going to be.
See, I don't think they would go quarterback that high. If you look at the quarterbacks that they've drafted like later round quarterbacks, and they drafted quarterbacks without that ego of I'm the starter, I'm the number one guy, so that they can mold them in how they want to be. I mean, Brissett, Garoppolo, Brady.
Small school guys, too. It's also been small school guys.
So Rosen is not going to the Patriots.
No. I don't think Belichick wants that ego. Right. I don't think he wants that ego of that and throw all that money at these. New England doesn't want to pay people. So you get at the later first-round draft,
cheap as hell.
You don't have to pay him as much.
Yeah.
So I think he fits right in where what they like to do.
I just think trading Brandon Cooks to me says that there's going to be movement, and I don't know what that movement's going to be. I surmise that it would be a quarterback, but it could be something else. Who knows?
Yeah, but
wide receiver.
How does a quarterback? Yeah, they definitely need wide receiver help now.
Sure, but you just traded the wide receiver, so you feel confident in your wide receiver.
Defense, they need help on
we
defense.
Definitely need linebackers.
Right.
Yeah.
D-line. You know what I mean?
I mean, like a guy like you also could go up and try to get a guy like Minka Fitzpatrick from Alabama, the safety. I mean, that's always a need for every NFL team is a safety. I mean, it's over the top coverage, help coverage.
They may just sit on the picks.
They could
and just take them.
If Bradley Chubb is still there, Bradley Chubb be outside the top 4 in this draft, the supposed top 4, the 3 quarterbacks in Barkley is probably your 5th best player, but she could even be your best player in this draft.
He could go number 2 with the Giants.
Yeah.
He could, but
easily
if Darnold is still there, I think the Giants may take Darnold.
Yeah.
So
I don't. For some reason, something tells me I don't see the Giants staying at 2. I just don't see it. I think the Giants are just fielding every offer they can, and when it comes down to it, maybe a week before the draft or when we get real close to the draft, I could see it being, all right, let's take our deal. Let's get our deal. Or maybe wait till the day before because your leverage only goes higher.
Well,
the closer you get.
So the Facebook, whoever posted that, it was by Todd. It still didn't go live on Facebook. So Facebook is just not working.
Yeah,
for
they're
us
not
today.
liking us today.
No.
So we are live on YouTube and Twitch and Periscope and
everything else.
And everything else, but Facebook.
Yeah, we'll post
and
links.
DisruptionNetwork.net.
Right.
Also.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Facebook is being a bitch.
Isn't it always though?
Isn't Facebook in trouble right now?
I was going to say, Marky Boy's all upset,
Maybe the government shut us down, damn it. Fuckers.
But, I think New England, that really, when they traded Cooks, and then I found out that, they got 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, like, they're definitely building for something.
Yeah.
And
they've got a lot of holes. They've got an older roster. Hanging on to the picks would probably be the safest thing to do.
Do you think, like,
I'd agree.
Possible trade with of Le'Veon Bell?
I don't think it makes sense for a Le'Veon Bell in New England. I see you, Mike. Le'Veon Bell makes sense for every team. I rephrase that statement, but
especially, can you imagine what Belichick could do? A guy that can catch and run like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the kind of running back that could make sure that Tom Brady's career gets extended a couple more years.
But historically,
they
are a team that doesn't deal with contract problems.
Corey Dillon?
He doesn't have a contract.
So that's a problem. So, I don't.
Hot lunch.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Chicken. I agree that would extend Brady's stay.
Yeah.
He's for Brady or for Belichick to have a guy like that is like when he put Randy Moss with Brady. It's insane. So I think or to go along the same ideology thinking here,
that word.
We're with you.
We're with you. Much here.
I'm pretty sure he said it wrong, but
going after Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean Saquon Barkley makes a little bit of sense too. But
actually, that probably makes more sense since they don't have to pay him as much.
They just don't seem like a team. They just always seem like a team that just likes to piece together the backfield.
I know,
like that a solidified guy, really. Like you said, the last guy was Corey Dillon.
And I think that's a lot of more.
Yeah, but we're coming
issues.
up on the end. We're coming up on Brady's.
Yeah, this is
football career here.
Look what they did to
he need
Breeze.
Honestly, he needs some help.
Look what they did for Breeze. Now you got two huge horses back
Stellar
there.
running backs, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you forget, oh my God, they got Drew Brees.
Yep.
Breeze.
He's still good.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, technically, he brought them back in that Minnesota game.
They were a fluke away from the Super Bowl.
Right. And you got Ingram and Kamara. Wow. So now if you could do something like that in New England, it's tough.
It is.
I think that's where they got to look. Is if you do all those picks, you can probably pick up a pretty good running back first, second round.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This is a really deep running back class. That's what a lot of people haven't talked about, especially with with the quarterback hype that's come out with the top 3 and stuff like that, and then Mayfield and Jackson. Like, this is a very, very deep running back draft. There's a lot of very good running backs, a lot below Barkley that's very good, very serviceable talent and usable superstars that
Jordan Howard was what, 5th round?
Yeah. Well, you never know where you're going to get a guy. I mean, it's just
Forte was what, 4th round?
Yep.
Yeah. You just try to evaluate the best you can and make the best decision with the tools that you have available to you. And if you hit, hell yeah. If you bust, for instance, my Jets, our 2nd round picks for the last 5 years have been shit. Right. And look at what something like that does to a franchise.
And I think that's why we don't like spending money.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you bust and then no harm, no
right,
foul.
Right. Yeah. They're so used to picking towards the end of the draft anyways.
Yeah.
So that's where he gets those stellar, players, like those dark horse players that they mold into what they want them to do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They don't have to be, if you're a linebacker in their system, you don't have to be in a coverage if you're more of a pass rusher. They'll find ways to fit you in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that scares me.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Them having all that many picks where they're at, that really scares me. Because they're definitely going to reload.
Loaded up, man. They're loaded up. So and they'll continue to.
And it's probably right up at Belichick's alley. Let's just let's bring the youth in and let's do this again.
You'll see some big names falling off that team soon, like some other starters. Remember when he Seymour and Seymour Butts, wasn't his name? McGinnis, all those guys. He started getting rid of them all.
Barry McCockiner.
No, that was Brian Cox.
Right.
Dude, best commentary. One of the best was
left hand swollen.
Brian Cox was getting a sack. He's like, and Cox gets penetration. He's like, you've been waiting all game to say that.
So, do you have access to the text line?
Yeah.
All right. So, text line is 315-351-2940. Hit us up on there because we don't have any chat going on the YouTube channel.
And there's still pictures of boobs on here.
Oh, nice.
Send more boobs.
Okay.
We like boobs too.
I'll post that on our Facebook page. So.
Send boobs.
Send tits. But yeah, I mean, it's been a very, very weird last few weeks, especially. I mean, as we were talking earlier too when we got here. I mean, look at Reuben Foster, man. We've talked about this guy a couple times now. Did you see the stories that came out today about him? What he actually did? About he actually kicked the shit out of his girlfriend.
Yeah,
ripped her out of,
ruptured her freaking eardrum.
Yeah, ripped her out of her house, punched her 8 to 10 times.
Gross.
And you know what? And we're in a day and age where we've teams have released players for everything is bad. All right, but teams have released players for things that are just not as bad as that. And today, San Francisco comes out and gets behind this guy.
What jerks?
And I understand you went up high to get him, in the draft. And John Lynch laid his ass on the line to say, hey, well, we want a second chance. And I've harped on this 3 or 4 times now about this guy.
Nope.
and he goes and fucks up again.
The league highly frowns on domestic abuse, so he's done.
Yeah,
they're going to release him. Yeah.
Ray Rice.
Well, unless he calls for legal help quick and calls Nick Pasalacqua and Team of Associates at 315-500-NICK. CNYtriallaw.com.
He needs Nick's help. Holy
he definitely
fuck,
needs
man.
Nick's help.
Jeez, and that's what. And Greg, you're absolutely right too, because you think about that video. I mean, of Ray Rice at Revel in Atlantic City. I mean, yeah, that was horrible. And he punched his girlfriend or now wife at the time 3 or 4 times. And we're talking about this guy quite literally physically throwing this woman.
Right in the kitchen.
Yeah.
How right in the kitchen. How right in the kitchen. How right in the kitchen. How right in the kitchen.
Well, and there's that.
The Giants have phenomenal fourth quarter numbers.
We are not laughing at this. Oh my god.
But he is still part of an NFL team, and Ray Rice is not. And there's many other guys that have done. There's guys who have had. Let's think about Josh Gordon for a second. All right.
Yep.
He violated the law at the time. All right. He violated an NFL rule, regardless if you agree with the rule or not, for smoking marijuana. All right. That was a personal decision by him. He didn't directly assault someone else in committing his action. This person has beat a woman up twice, been caught with handguns twice, had drug problems in college, and
he just got busted in January, February for marijuana.
Yeah,
right?
and just got busted for pot again. And Josh Gordon was out of the NFL for almost 2 full years.
Right. And all he did was smoke a doobie.
Yeah, and this guy smoked pot, kicked the shit out of his wife, and had illegal handguns. Oh, what? What are we doing here?
Look at Greg Hardy.
And where has anybody fucking heard from Roger Goodell about this?
I think Greg Hardy was the last case you're going to see of getting a second chance. I mean, this guy's done. We'll never see Reuben Foster in the NFL again. I got to feel.
Has anybody heard Roger fucking Goodell talk about this yet? No, he hasn't said a fucking word about it.
We just heard about it today. Even though I know it was last Thursday is when this all started, but we didn't hear about it until today.
He's got to fucking know the details. We're the last people to know the details.
You guys make it sound like he's the man in black or something. You know?
Well, he's got to fucking do something.
I mean,
come out and make a statement. What are you fucking waiting for everything to fall out about this? Make the statement. Get a fucking head of it. You know, you're John Lynch. John Lynch, who I love as a player. I love what he's done as a GM. Comes out with a statement and gets behind this guy today. Fucking get rid of him. Release him.
I mean, he got behind him?
Yes.
I understand he got behind him back in the
49ers today released a statement that they're fully behind Reuben Foster.
Is he denying it? I mean, maybe the handprint on her face gave it away.
Or her eardrum?
Right.
Or her blown out eardrum? Yeah, that might be it too.
How do you get behind that? I don't understand it.
Hey, I don't either. But
as a business, you try and separate yourself.
Dude, put your pants on.
Right.
You got behind him.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get behind in jail.
That's how you do that.
It's fucking time to find a fix to Roger Goodell, though, man.
Yeah, he needs to go. And the problem is they just re-signed him.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, because
he's made the owners money. He's made the owners a shitload of money.
The only thing I agreed with Jerry Jones ever on was getting rid of Goodell.
Yeah.
But then, Jerry Jones wanted to be in there. No.
Yeah.
Talk about favoritism.
Right.
Well, Jerry Jones already also asked for penance, too, when he fucking apologized and didn't stick by his comments, which happened about a month and a half ago. So fuck him.
Yeah,
all right?
He's going to be talking with Des Bryant tomorrow. That's another big issue. I don't expect Des Bryant to take a big pay cut, which is what he should, because he hasn't had over 1,000 yards for 4 years now.
He hasn't done much of shit.
The only way he does it is if there's incentive laden.
It would really have.
They would probably turn a lot of it to a signing bonus. The old NFL cop out where you can turn contracts into guaranteed money signing bonuses, and money comes off the cap.
It's got to be a prove me deal.
How long has he been in the league?
I never even heard that.
Really? You didn't know you could do that? Okay,
No.
so if you have a certain status with a team, with an NFL team, you can Ryan Tannehill did this. All right, so if you've had injury problems or you want to prove yourself,
right?
Basically, what a team will do is they'll take a certain chunk of your contract. It can only be a certain percentage of your contract. You can take it and turn it into a signing bonus and give it to you straight off the top, so that it then is not counted against your tax. You can only do it one time a year though with one player.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what the Cowboys are probably going to try to offer him. Which I mean, if I was him, I'd probably take it.
Well, I mean,
take it.
I think he almost has to, because if they release him, like, who's going to really pick him up? He's not going to, like, he has character issues.
Character issues. His numbers have gone to shit.
And how long has he been in the league right now? Like 7, 8 years?
Not sure.
He's 30 years old, I believe.
29.
So
the clock is ticking.
29.
Well, and here's the thing: they're saying now he is working with a route runner, like a wide receivers coach.
He needs help.
Okay, you've been in the league this long, and just now you're gonna go and seek this help.
Well, the first couple of years he got by on talent. Now that he's got to actually work for shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
and his attitude sucks balls.
This many years, well, that's probably it, because he didn't want help or didn't feel that he needed help.
Right.
Got a big head. You know what I mean? But this many years in the league, like you're saying, he should have his shit down.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the what's his name there from the Orlando Magic, the center.
Penny Hardaway.
The center.
Dwight
Howard.
Shaquem.
He's the Dwight Howard of the NFL.
It's not a bad comp.
All that talent, all that stuff, but he never advanced his game.
Came in heavy. Came in with a big reputation, and then
had a few good years because he was bigger and stronger and faster than everybody, and then kind of fell off when it came down to talent. Actually knowing what you're doing, how to play your game.
Right.
So like we were saying, like if you were like Julio Jones, I guarantee you he runs great routes. You know what I mean? OBJ, fucking Brown, all these guys, they know how to run routes. They didn't rely straight on their, height, size, all that stuff. I just never really thought he was that good anyways. Bryant. He was their only option for a long time.
Yeah.
Besides Witten.
Right.
But I think he's gone, and I think if he gets picked up by another team, he's going to have character issues. He's not going to get along with the people in the locker room. He's going to want to be treated like, a superstar, and I don't think because if you go to a decent team, you're not going to be a superstar,
right?
And if you go to a shit team, okay, you're a shit team. You're a superstar on a shit team that
Buffalo.
Why not go to San Francisco?
Which doesn't count if you're a superstar on a shit team,
right?
It doesn't really count.
And you don't have the quarterback. You don't have the other people to make you a superstar.
Yeah.
Go to San Francisco.
That I think would probably be the best situation for him, getting with Garoppolo, and because they don't have a real legit number one.
You can obviously fuck off however you want and still be on the team. So
right.
Tell us how you feel.
Yeah.
He did choke his mom.
Tell us how you feel.
He did choke his mom, so you'd fit right in.
Got something in common. Then
they could be the new Bengals.
Speaking of the Bengals, Perfect is blaming Juju Schuster.
That's perfect
for his prescription medicine because Juju Schuster is the one gave him the concussion. So Perfect is blaming Schuster for his prescription medication.
Is that a joke?
Why he got busted for PED?
That's real. He actually said that.
Yep. And Perfect just today, his appeal got denied, so he's going to sit out the first 4 games of this year.
So the NFL didn't buy that either, huh?
So over the past 5 years, this dude will have sat out 32 games.
Now let me tell you,
that's 2 seasons.
Yes.
Okay, so this Perfect.
Fuck.
He like goes around and acts like he's the bad boy of the NFL. He does all his bullshit, Romanowski-esque.
Right.
You think Romanowski would have ever gave the satisfaction to a wide receiver that he hurt him?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Oh hell no! Hell no! No way in hell.
Bill Romanowski can't spell his last name now, but he will never do that. I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying. Like he would. Those guys back then, if you want to be a badass and play that way and play nasty like that,
right,
then you got to be nasty all the way through. You can't say, "Whoa, I got hit by a wide receiver, now I can't talk right."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
As a player, you should never give that up anyways.
Oh, hell no.
No matter how hard it is. You know what I mean? No matter how much it hurts, it doesn't matter.
It's fucking amazing, really. So, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
That's what. Hey,
it's perfect.
Enjoy forking more time off, There you go.
That's the only thing I'm going to, like, if he's not there, like, him playing against the Steelers because of that. Like, I mean, he cheap-shotted Brown. He cheap-shotted several different players. I mean, he finally got a taste of his own medicine. And
yeah,
he got lit up, too.
Oh, stupid Silbrith fact of the week.
Here we go.
For the first time in 15 years, and I had no fucking clue. This is 15 years old. The Browns will not be playing the Bears on the final preseason game of the year.
Wow.
They're not.
15 years?
Yeah, I had I never paid attention to
I
it.
always knew we played him, but I didn't know.
Right, yeah, we don't play him this year. Preseason.
You guys going to be okay?
Well, it's usually
it's against the Bills this year, the final preseason game.
Oh, same thing.
Same shit.
Man, what did
Wow,
the Bills do to their team?
That's something. Wow, that's a wild.
I know. Yeah,
fact.
Incognito retired.
Today.
No one's seen him coming.
Right.
Oh. Oh man. Jesus.
Oh man, it was so bad.
You've now made a shitty Incognito joke, and you've made light of someone beating the fuck out of their girlfriend.
Right.
Thank you, chicken. That was great.
See.
Yeah, I was surprised he retired because he restructured his deal too. He took the signing bonus money. He did that same deal. That's what he did earlier this season. But he must have just because OTAs just started, so he must have gotten back and just not felt good and said, "Fuck it, done."
And the running back there,
McCoy
offered him $300,000 to come back. I don't know how legal that is.
That's fucking awesome.
But he said, "No, I'll give you $300 or $300,000 to get me over 1,500 yards this year."
And you know what's funny is
that's sick. I like that.
But Incognito was this big racist asshole. Remember, like that whole thing.
Oh yeah, he was.
But you ever notice it was only with one
fake
player?
news.
It was only with, It was only with the one player that's not even in the NFL now.
Right.
And you know, offensive lineman. You know,
Was that guy actually gay? Jonathan Cooper.
It wasn't Jonathan Cooper. It was.
It was Jonathan Cooper, wasn't it?
No, it was Jim. Fuck.
I think it was Cooper.
Kelly.
This is like
definitely gay.
It wasn't Cooper.
No, it doesn't matter. Even if he was or wasn't. I mean, he was on.
No, but like that,
he got busted on Facebook for posting fucking guns a month and a half ago.
I thought that was the thing that he was
went to
making
jail.
fun of. He was making fun of him about that, so that's why that was my wonder. So.
No, I forgot who the player was. It was when they were on Miami, and they had text messages.
Jonathan Martin,
where they're joking with each other back and forth.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, they have this huge racial issue going on. But then it's like nobody else came forward and said that, yeah, this dude is, big racist asshole, whatever.
I think there's also a certain sanctity that comes with the locker room in pro sports too. That some people we all say things. We all say things when we're around certain people that you know can be taken in a certain light. And that you like. It's just there's certain breaking balls things that you say to break people's balls, and I think that's just the way it was, and I think that was taken out of proportion. And I think Sill's right. I think it was fake news. I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think it was taken out of proportion. Taken out of proportion by this one player. And have you heard anything else about it anywhere in the NFL? Any other cases of this? They make Incognito seem like he's a terrible person.
Right.
Then they gave him shit this year. The Jacksonville Jaguars D lineman accused him of dropping the N-bomb on him, and everybody else was like. Even other Jacksonville players were like, "Yeah, he didn't say that. Didn't hear him say anything like that." That happened this year, in the playoff game this year.
Oh, wow.
So you hear these things, and it's like, okay, yeah, now we've got two reports about Incognito, but at the same time, it's like.
But then you got.
Is this on the field type stuff?
So the thing with Jonathan Martin happened in the locker room, and it happened through text messages. The supposed racist comment that he made to the D tackle for the Jaguars happened on the field during the game.
Yeah.
But again, and you guys can attest to this, having all played, when you're on the field, if you're the guy next to him, you usually hear the chirps that you're getting from the next player down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's nothing to say that chirping doesn't happen in football, and there's obviously a certain line
I'm sure if
of
he
anything
said that on the field, that other people that had heard him would
exactly.
I've had to go to refs and say, "Listen, ref, that's really racist what they're saying."
Yeah,
and I'm just like, I really don't want to hear it. I know the fans behind me don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I can hear it over here on the sideline. You gotta tell them to stop with that stuff.
Sure, sure. And so I think
I was always of the game of if it's on the field, it stays on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
because
a good
there's
idea,
some
Dr. Faggot.
and there's some shit that you can say, you know what I mean, and do just to get in the head of the other guy.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Seen a grown man naked?
Something like that.
It's gaining that mental edge.
Right.
It's
You know what I think
there are players who are assholes on the field that aren't assholes in regular life.
But you know what
I mean?
I like the story about Fitzgerald, how everyone said that they tried talking trash to him. Richard Sherman said, I can't get into him. He just, oh, thank you. He's super polite, super nice. And Andrew Luck is the same way. They'll hit him, and you'll be like, hey, thanks, man. Good hit. Get up. And And people don't know how to take that because they're like
Right.
they're putting all their anger.
They're trying.
They gotta get their anger up, and then somebody's like super nice to you, and like throws them off.
And
Like,
that's his game. That's his
yeah.
game to get in your head.
right.
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
It's that same thing on the reverse side.
Right.
So
Kill them with kindness because they're not emotionally into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people football, like you have to be emotional to get fired up. If you can turn that up and keep your emotions in check, you're ice cold, man. Like,
Yeah.
they can't get to you.
Right.
And that's where I feel like Odell Beckham.
Bill Borst.
Right. Good point. Good point. Like Odell Beckham, like you figure out you can get to his head. Like that's how you fuck up his game. You get him out of his, like, you get in his head. You kind of hit him, cheap shot him a little bit. He will respond back. Like you got Fitzgerald. You get some of these other guys. LaDainian Tomlinson. Was one of those guys.
Yeah.
They could just keep
And
going.
you take all their skill and talent away.
Right.
Because now they're off their game. They're missing stuff. They're trying to get back at you more than they're trying to actually win.
Right.
exactly. And I think that we saw that last year too, and we talked about this incident a couple times too. I mean, that's what Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree do to each other. You know what I'm saying? You take them off your game. I mean, those guys played two snaps in a game one time.
They
were both.
They take each
wrong.
other out of each other's game.
Yeah.
They're fucking the worst thing for each other.
Did you guys see too today? Jarvis Landry got a big deal too. Obviously, we knew that was coming probably, but he got like number one. Everybody like. The argument that I saw on Twitter today a lot was like, oh, well, everyone views Jarvis Landry as a slot receiver. Okay, well, that's fine. But he is the number one in Cleveland, and he deserved to get paid as the number one. And Cleveland, as we all know, has a lot. Oh, yeah, he's number one. He's got
over Gordon?
Yeah.
Really?
I think Gordon's still got more to prove. He's only got 4 games under his belt.
That guy's a fucking
But I'm comfortable.
I can't argue with that. He's fucking awesome. I really was hoping they'd let him go, and I wanted the Bears to get him.
I'm also very comfortable too. I'm also comfortable saying, on the outside, you put the tall wide receivers, Gordon and Coleman, and then you put Landry in the slot, and that's where Landry eats. That's always been his position to really go and get the ball in the slot. So to do that, I mean, maybe he is a slot wide receiver, but you got to pay him number one wide receiver money because you went and got him. And let's be fair too, the fucking Cleveland Browns have a lot of money to spend. So
right, yeah,
they aren't too worried about it. So
right now they could probably get away with having 2 number ones. I mean, we'll let Gordon play out another year and see where it ends up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to hurt.
No.
And I think you still got to get a running back in there, and they got to get better defense. But
sure.
They're going to be a
Carlos Hyde's a good start, but I think they need another compliment to him, and hell, it could be the 4th overall pick.
It's going to be a great draft in a couple weeks. I really haven't paid attention to the past couple because none of them, they haven't, like last year wasn't really, deep at certain positions.
Class.
No, so
and after number 2 pick, who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
Although you haven't really I thought our last 2 drafts by the Bears, like their draft classes have been stellar.
Right. Yes, I can't argue with that. But I mean, maybe it's just because I wasn't paying enough attention, to college and whatnot. But right now there's a lot of good QBs coming out. Solid wide receiver class.
Well, I think we're at a time too. And
safeties are kind of low, but.
And I hope we can get. I know you're talking maybe getting Johnny in to give us some day-to-day college football knowledge, but it's been nice to the kind of you can get a full scope of seeing these players even just from the highlights and stuff, and what a lot of people point out to you as the average or above average fan that I would call myself, seeing them be able to play. Like they pick apart the highlight films and give you the good plays and show you what they're looking at and how they're evaluating these guys. Like that's been like if you said Josh Allen, the quarterback of Wyoming, to me like 2 months ago, I'd have been like, cool, that's so awesome,
right?
But like now you see these videos and you're like, watch him do this. You see the video and you're like, shit, that looks like an NFL quarterback. Like that's what a guy does. Like it's been nice to see that. So like you said, I mean. You're not locked into college football, but I think you can still get locked into the draft even with time.
Right.
So. And I think, like you said, this year you're paying a little bit more attention to it.
Right.
So. But
I think there's going to be some big movement come draft day. You got Odell Beckham's out there.
The hell was that?
We just registered for
things,
flight service
and stuff.
No, it was Facebook. Anyways, glad you just breezed over that. Anyhow, we had Odell Beckham. You got Le'Veon Bell out there, trade bait, and you got New England.
Well, and teams got multiple draft picks, and
Right.
so we could see a lot of movement, which also makes the draft interesting from a game of chess aspect. It's not just the players and the picks; it's what do the teams do with them.
Kind of, I'm kind of.
How do they work their way through it?
I'm kind of happy where the Bears sit. With 8.
Yep.
Right there is kind of like nice because like everyone's gonna battle it out up front.
I'd like to be at number 5. I'm starting to like the guard from Notre Dame even more. I don't think he's going to slide to 8.
You won't have any shot to get him.
No, I know
he's gone.
I think 5 is as high as he's going to go.
I think he goes at 6 to the Colts.
I think Bears are going linebacker.
But you know what? See, the situation the Bears are in, and the Jets were in this a few years back, 2 years in a row actually, is they were sitting in that 8 spot where you're not involved in those top guys, but the Bears don't need to be. They don't need to be involved in the first 4 picks, which are the first 4 out of 8 picks. I think are going to be quarterbacks.
I heard the Bears like a cornerback, and they can slide back in the draft a little bit to get him, so they may trade down.
But you also have what's a great thing too is the Bears kind of that spot in the draft, that pick really opens up the draft to being like, okay, so if Baker Mayfield does go in the top 8 picks or the top 7 picks, now you've just taken a really good player that could have been there, and now you're like, holy fuck, he just slid. This guy slid. Let's just do it. Let's take him. Let's take best available here. Sometimes it's not always position. Right. Sometimes it's best available. Like for instance, and I know
Bears have really deep needs at certain
But if Bradley Chubb's there, you taking him?
Yes.
Okay. If Mika Fitzpatrick's there, you taking him? You have to. You have to. If Minka Fitzpatrick is there at 8, you have to take him. It's just that's that best available type thing. You know what I mean? That's just where you go and you make that pick by saying, you know what, this guy got by all these other teams. Fuck it, let's do it. I'm in. So I don't know. I just
so what exactly do you guys need?
Yeah, what are the needs over there?
Little O-line help. Definitely linebacker to me is probably the biggest.
Sure.
Another cornerback.
They need edge rushers.
O-line.
It'd be nice to put somebody with Kyle Fuller.
Defense.
A wide receiver.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
I'm still not happy. Even with the whole Cameron. I'm not disappointed Cameron Meredith gone. I think the Bears kind of screwed that one up. They put an original round tender on him, and which means they would just have to match the contract. But not get anything in return. Whereas if they put a second round tender on him,
then you get the second round pick.
it would actually cost them less money to retain him, and
Wow,
or we could have got a second round pick. And I just don't understand. I don't know if Ryan Pace did that on purpose or what. But if we're not going to use it on other players, why not use it on him?
I didn't know that. That's a great point. Yeah, why not? Why put the second round?
So
tender on
Ryan Pace is still not.
Yeah, but you don't know the private conversation that would happen there, too.
No. And from what I'm seeing, the Bears weren't really confident in his ability to come back from the injury. That's the big thing.
So he's coming back from an injury, but also now you got behind Robinson, and then maybe Kevin White, maybe.
Kevin White.
I think Kevin White's career is over.
I have no faith in that guy.
That yet. They have to keep him.
I've spent the last 3 years hoping for this
I understand that, but Kabish, they got to keep him. They have to. He's already under contract.
Right. I know.
So now if you're Cameron Meredith, you got a potential of playing fourth string, because now you got Taylor Gabriel playing there. So now you got 3 other guys that could.
Cameron Meredith could have been number 2
with 2
to probably 3.
Maybe,
but definitely not number 1.
If he came back.
I'm putting him across from Allen Robinson if I re-sign him. But now it's tough for me because Kevin White doesn't really profile there. Taylor Gabriel doesn't profile there as a outside wide receiver for me. They're both kind of slot guys. So it's Cameron Meredith did make a lot of sense. And especially if I'm them and New Orleans really, really fucking has a hard on for him, go ahead.
Right.
That's why I think they might.
No, I know.
Go the fuck ahead. You know what I mean?
And that's
but I want my second round pick for him. Holy fuck.
But I think they're going to go after Ridley.
That's why I'm not that mad at it. I'm just
not a bad call.
I'm I think in this case we could have had our cake and ate it too. Signed him for a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
A prove it deal.
Yeah.
And or get a second round pick if we lost him.
Sure.
But that's what I'm thinking though. I think Cameron Meredith was guys, I kind of want to go. Like he might want to, dude. He's gonna go
Fresh
play with
start.
Drew Brees.
Fresh start.
He's gonna play with Drew Brees. He's probably gonna be like come right in as the number one. I mean, who do they got over there?
Well, Michael Thomas, but
Oh yeah, he's really good. But
Willie Snead's gone.
yeah, and who's their other guy? Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh wait, then what's his name from Carolina? He played at Carolina. Can't catch. Fast dude. What was he?
Ted Ginn?
Ted Ginn.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, Ted Ginn is.
But he still fits there. I mean, I think in this day and age of the NFL, nobody really profiles at a certain spot. Like you give the starting lineup out, but it's always changing.
Like I would have liked him to keep Cam Everett. I think he's got a lot of potential, but I just don't think he would have fit into
Yeah, he might not fit into the scheme. I mean,
well, not even so much the scheme, to get on the field.
Ridley would be a good pick there, though.
And
man.
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm really surprised after having our heart broken the past 3 years. You're still all in on Kevin White.
I'm not all in on
I
Kevin
expect
White.
him to fucking pull a fucking fingernail halfway through the first practice. And,
He's too fragile,
and
man.
be out for the year.
But these are like fluke injuries, and like if this kid could be,
I
what
expect
he's
nothing
supposed-
less.
Hey, this is a show it type of year. This is his show it year. Like if not, then nobody's probably ever gonna pick him back up.
No, this is.
But have you
he's
seen
done.
pictures of this dude?
Yeah, I watched him in college. He was fucking awesome. All right, I mean, he was that fucking go get the fucking ball kind of guy.
Right.
He's got West Virginia syndrome, though. Look at all the players that come out of West Virginia and do nothing. Steve Slayton was supposed to be Jesus Christ. Pat White was supposed to be Jesus Christ. Geno Smith was supposed to be Jesus Christ. And you know where they all are right now? There's only one left in the NFL, and he's the third-string quarterback in San Diego.
But now he doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be number two.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Now you got Robinson there, and I'm telling you, I think they're going to draft wide receiver.
Yeah,
the
that'd
way
be nice.
everything's showing,
Ridley would be a good pick.
number
man.
one wide receiver. Then they're going to go all defense and O line, and
Yeah, we got to protect Trubisky.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they did some in off season.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
picked up some free agents or whatnot.
The
Does it-
Atlanta Falcons.
Does the kid from Notre Dame profile more as a tackle or a guard?
Guard.
I know he's listed as a guard, but I didn't know if maybe he moves out in the NFL or
I was
not.
gonna
I don't
say,
know.
yeah.
As we get closer, I still haven't really delved into draft
That
day
kid's
yet.
good. Good. He's fucking really
I
good.
will over the next couple of weeks get more into profiling. So
I don't know. What's that transition like? Is that hard to make a transition like that for a player? Do you think?
For what?
From going from like a guard
to a tackle?
Is that a really tough?
The footwork's different.
It's
Well, tackle,
different,
tackle,
but-
you're taking on the edge rushers.
It is a different. Obviously, it's a different position.
I mean, you got a kick step. You know what I mean? But for the most part, you've been playing right next to that position for years.
Yeah.
You know, so you're pretty compatible with it. You know what I mean? You could do it. They can do it.
The thing is, you're playing in space more as a tackle. I played both a little bit, and you're playing against their best edge rushers. So now you got to actually kind of like circle them out. You're playing out, whereas like when you're a guard, you're in closer quarters, so you're not really keeping the guy away as much.
I'd almost compare a center and a tackle more than a guard and a tackle being closer because at least a center you've got to go out and get linebackers. You've got to have quick.
Yeah.
You got to
tier,
you got to get to that second tier. Whereas
You got guards that pull too.
right.
Yeah. I just you
Guess
hear
it
a
just
lot.
depends on the style of offense you have, but
Right.
but I'm just as far as footwork goes, you've got to be quick at center and at tackle.
You hear it's become so much more common in the NFL, and maybe I'm just noticing it now, but like, you just hear about guys, okay, like, all right, our left guard went down, so our quarterback's right-handed, so it's blind side, so we're gonna move the right tackle to left guard. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't you just bring in your backup left guard? You know what I'm saying? Like that for me doesn't like maybe you've got another
always
position
blown
player.
my mind. Why screw up two guys at the same time when you only have to screw up one and just
Do you value your right tackle, like your backup right tackle, more than you value your backup left guard?
They must at that
that's
point.
Like, it's weird to me.
I think you screw guys up when you move them on different sides. So if you take a left tackle and put him on the right, I think that screws them up more than moving them to guard.
Yeah. I feel like that's got to be a thing though in training camp. It's got to be touched base on, especially
Right,
with
you got to do both sides.
Yeah, you got to like you've got to go kind of you got to kind of go through that training of maybe that's where a lot of time is spent in NFL training camps too with offensive linemen is trying to figure out how to play all the positions and then occasionally try to play tight end too.
Well, we always did that on offense. All right, guys, switch it up.
Yeah.
Just so you never know what's going to happen at game time. You might be getting I've seen this 100 times. The fucking left tackle's getting his ass fucking kicked on O-line. All right, we got to mix it up. All right, so you bring somebody else in. He gets his ass kicked. It wasn't until we took the fucking right guard, moved him out to fucking left tackle, and put somebody over here, and then we finally found it. You've got to, okay, dude, it's just not your day.
Yeah.
Well, remember that
we'll get you next week.
Halfway through the season,
Step up.
right? Halfway through, we kept wondering why this kid was getting his ass kicked, and we're like, "What the hell?" He was blind in one eye.
Yeah,
and didn't tell us. Didn't tell us till like halfway through the season
because he didn't want to get him off the field.
So then once he told us, I'm like, we moved him to that side, and like the other guy was playing, and I said, "Well, I'll try to move it." He was great.
Yeah,
because he could fucking see. No wonder.
That's unbelievable.
But we got Damn It Jean checking in. She said, they said, love your show. Great content. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Somebody found us.
Right. Text line?
No, that was through Twitch.
All right.
You know, I should check the text line here.
Yeah, do we got anything?
No, just looking at old boobies. Not old boobies. They've been on here for a while. But
past tense boobies.
They're plenty of perky. Tell your wife I said thanks. And your mom thanks for the sausage bread.
Is there any of that left?
There is.
All right.
So anyway, where the hell were we? Just
you were about to show us some tits?
Oh,
we're talking about switching tackles and guards.
Yeah, position changes.
Oh, what I was going to say, about Cody Whitehair for the Bears.
Yeah, he's done that a lot. Didn't he go from like center to like tackle to guard?
He was a guard. They thought about putting him over at tackle. Then when they picked up Sinton, they moved him back over to tackle. Then Grossu got hurt,
so
the center. So they moved him to center. He didn't play center until 10 days. First time he's ever played it was 10 days before the first game. And I thought he was a little rough at first, but then he settled in and he played great.
He's just got to get his snaps a little more under control.
Right.
The shotgun snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But, I mean, that can't be an easy transition.
Poor kid, man. Yeah.
Having to think about just blocking to having to think about snapping then blocking. Fuck me.
I've seen it. A guy can snap a ball when a quarterback's under center, but the shotgun snaps get the best of people sometimes, and it's like you just have to work on it and work on it and work on it, and then 1 out of every 30 snaps just go to. Fucking head.
Well, that was it's
a million times.
It's funny you mention that. Like when we were. When I was in high school, the kid I lived with, my best friend, he was a center on our football team, and he went to college. He played center too in college, and he always told me, he's like, I had so many problems transitioning when the quarterback was under center, and he's like, I could shotgun A-okay. When he came under center, it was the weirdest thing for me. He was like, it just didn't like we could never make him and I could. He's like, we could, we were 80% like completion rate making that, but that's terrible. You don't want that. You can't have your quarterback and center give the quarterback ball 80% of the fucking time. Like that ain't gonna work for us.
Right.
But if he was in the shotgun, it was like that, and he actually was an unbelievable long snapper. He long snapped his freshman year in college. He would travel with the team.
To do that.
Yeah,
freshman year?
Like he
fucking natural.
Yeah, so that was just his thing. I mean, it's just the way guys are, and that's the other thing too. I mean, it's ironic in the NFL. I mean, you see guys that are literally just long snappers. That's their job.
Yep.
But yet, it's never like, oh well, our center got hurt. Let's see what he's got under center. And I'm just speaking purely from they've played the same position before, but it's a total different style.
I played center, tackle, and long snapper.
Yeah.
So in playing center, between under center or long shotgun snap, it's a different hold.
Yeah.
So one fucking time, quarterback calls a play where he's under center, and he lines up in shotgun. I'm like, I am gonna fucking, and I know it. I'm gonna launch this fucking ball over his fucking head because he's not behind me. Where the fuck is he? Is he coming up? Is he coming up? Is he coming up?
Yeah. Where is he? Where
is
he?
And snap calls off. I go, fuck. I gotta take a little mustard off of this, and I put it, and I fucking whizzed it right by him just because I got a good fucking grip on it, and he's supposed to be up underneath me.
Yeah. That's what he said. I mean, it's a difference of playing, and that's just something right there you have to learn. You have those growing pains, the Cody Whitehair growing pains.
You got 3 fucking seconds in your head. Is he coming up to just fucking mentally, and you can't switch grip because that's a false start. So you just got to try and do the best, And I fucking yelled at him when we got back in the huddle. But where the fuck was the shotgun snap call, you asshole?
Shit happens.
And then you got to get your head up and block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
With guys like Greg coming bearing down after you.
I love when they're not ready.
Giggity.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's a tough thing to do. Is like transition. You're playing a whole new position. Like center compared to anything else on the line, I think is completely different. You're like the quarterback of the line.
You're the captain of the line.
When we all lined up, we look at someone and we're like, "What do we do?"
Well, I think it just goes to show too. In the NFL, it's just that much harder. In football in general, it's just that much harder to transition from a position to a position. I mean, think about Pat McAfee when he was in college in West Virginia. He broke the not only punting but kicking record at West Virginia. But you're still in essence kicking the ball, but it's two totally different things.
Right.
But he was just so good at it. But once he got to the NFL, he lobbied the Colts when he got to the NFL when they drafted him. Let me do both. Let me do both. I mean, they brought Vinatieri in, so obviously he wasn't going to do that.
But imagine the money he would save them.
Yeah.
Because they used to do that back in the fucking 30s
Exactly.
and shit.
That was a thing.
One guy did two jobs.
But then he gets hurt, and then you're out two positions.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's something for me, like, I've always been a real big football fan, but it's something over the last few years I've really noticed how much, a lot of people just think about, we're like, why don't they just go for it? We're punting. When you start to think about the breakdown of a field position in football, it's something that it goes right over their head.
That's the chess game.
It's the chess game.
I love
people,
the chess game.
And it's, what, Greg? It's something for me. I've just started really like kind of really focusing in over the last probably 4 or 5 years on it and noticing it's like, wow, okay, they kicked. Like, they probably could have gone for it. Like, I'm one of those football fans. It's like, go for it. I want to see the action.
Madden rules.
Yeah, and then you start to think back and you think about that chess game and you're like, wow, like if they hadn't done that and they had gone for it and something happened where they like were facing NFL defense.
They just chip their way down, get as far as they can.
Yeah.
All right, now let's directional fucking kick it and pin them down deep. And all right, 3 and out. All right, now we're going to get the ball back right where we were.
Yeah.
As close as we could get. And we're working from there.
Sometimes even better.
It's like,
if you have a good punter,
right?
Sometimes it's an even better position on the field. If he can really let his leg loose and it goes,
you got to be.
You got to have a good defense.
Fucking patient.
Special teams comes in, because they
vigilant.
can stop him from returning it, and a bunch of things can.
Yeah, it's something you don't really. And Mike put it perfectly. The term to plug what I was saying is Madden play. It's the Madden rules. You always go for it. You never fucking kick in Madden. I mean, maybe you kick on 4th and 25, but 4th and 10, you're going for it. But that's the way it is. But in the NFL,
like
it's
the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the Super Bowl is like a Madden game.
I've punted on 3rd down because I wanted to catch. I didn't want to lose my field position.
What?
Yeah.
Why on earth would you punt on fucking 3rd down?
It was 3rd and 17, and the quarterback was having a shitty day with no backup
quarterback. So you
quarterback.
do a fucking draw.
Yeah, and regardless, we still won the fucking game.
But you do a draw. You don't
turned
ever
out
kick
they
on
had
3rd down.
they had no idea we were going to do it.
No shit, because nobody does it.
We booted it down to like the fucking 5-yard line, and we fucking ended up gaining more yardage. It worked out for us because we scored on the next drive.
It would have worked out for you on 4th down too.
No,
yeah,
we would have lost more yardage. Chicken.
And I'll give you a point because remember when the Bears played the Giants, and I said let them go for it. It was
they weren't expecting
21, 3rd and 21, and I said do a draw, and they did a draw, and guess what they got? 25 yards.
But
and they got a 1st down.
At that level, everybody expects the draw.
Or you get 5 yards. Okay, so now you move 5 yards closer, and it's easier punt.
We wanted more. It worked out great.
No shit, you would have had more. You would have been kicking 5 yards closer to the end zone.
It was a pooch punt from the quarterback. Pinned him down within the 5.
You never kick on 3rd down. I hate
worked
when
out
fucking
great.
coaches do that.
I love the pooch
It
punt.
worked out great. We did win. We fucking won. We scored on the next drive. It's all that chess game.
You'd never kick on 3rd down. You got another opportunity to make a 1st down.
We weren't losing any more yards. I mean, if it didn't work out, you have every right to yell at me.
Right.
But it worked out great
Because you got lucky.
No,
but if you run
great
up the
coaching.
No, that's a bad call. Bad call right there. You never kick on fucking 3rd down. I hate when they do that shit. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like we can't do anything, so we're gonna give up and you have another fucking down. Even if you run it and you get nothing.
So he hates the chess match now. He hates the chess match now.
No, I love the chess match, but that was a bad move. You don't do that.
It worked. It worked. The only time I've done it, it worked. I'm betting 1,000.
Only time.
That's right. I'm betting 1,000 on 3rd down pooch punt.
They're probably like, this guy's an idiot.
The crowd had no idea what we were doing.
I can't imagine why.
They weren't thrilled.
And it fucking worked, so they could all suck it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you never kick on 3rd down. I'm sorry. You just don't.
I love the pooch punt though. I'm a huge fan of the pooch punt by the quarterback. We used to, when I was in college at Brockport, they used to do that all the time. We had a quarterback that was really athletic, and be like 4th and 5, nobody back, and he just bang it down there on the 5-yard line and inside the 5, and it was unbelievable. Like I think
now
they
you're
got
under pressure.
2 or 3 safeties just from that in a game one time.
Right.
So
I understand the
whole. You're going back to this.
I really got him.
Wow, I'm about to kick you out of here.
It's a rare thing. I don't argue it. It happens. It is a give up move.
It happens when you have confidence in your defense.
I would have punched you.
But that's another thing. Yeah, my defense wasn't letting up
I just
shit
still
all
don't
night.
understand the point of why wouldn't you just go for one more play?
You weren't on the stab at the time, chicken.
Because it was, again, we wanted to keep the field position because we had just lost 7 fucking yards the play before, right? Done nothing on first down. So we wanted to keep it. It's 3rd and 7 fucking teen. We wanted to keep us up at the 40, right? That's where we were about. And we wanted to stay right there. And so the QB at the time was our backup punter. So we knew he could do it. We're like, all right, pooch punt the fucking ball. They had no clue. They didn't know how to react. The fucking ball went down within the 5. Our defense held them brilliantly, and we got the ball back in even better field position, and then we went down and scored. Because it was,
just outside
again,
the red zone when we got
chess
the ball
match,
back.
momentum, and the element of surprise.
We're getting a message in here. What do you guys think of Lamar Jackson?
I love him.
Scares me.
He does scare me, just because of what I'm hearing about is the Wonderlic and everything. I personally think he's a hell of an athlete.
The Wonderlic, I don't put a whole lot.
I don't put much faith in it either. But when you see Peyton Manning, who scored the most in it ever, be one of the best fucking quarterbacks, and
but then you look at Deshaun Watson that was a thing on him was he didn't really do that great in the Wonderlic.
Oh, he didn't. See, I didn't even know that.
And then because that's where the comparisons to Vince Young came from too. Vince Young is another one, but I think Vince Young was more emotional issues.
Yeah, right.
But I think as far as football knowledge, I think he was fine.
Lamar Jackson.
And you telling me about his interview earlier. So
you guys do know too that his mom is his agent, right?
Oh, is she?
Oh boy,
really?
Yeah. So is that not another red flag that he needs his mommy around?
That
all
is
the time?
another red flag.
It scares me, man. He was
hell of an
very
athlete.
good in college. He was very good in college. There's no taking that away from him, and he's a hell of an athlete. But
is she an agent for any other?
No.
What does she do for a living?
No.
Right.
Is she like a lawyer?
Not much anymore.
I believe she's Lamar Jackson's mom. That's her living.
I don't know if she was like an attorney.
That is a red flag then, because
but
she's
even if she was
as long as it's not
even
Lamar
if she
Ball.
was an attorney, Mike, and we've talked about it before, and I'm not saying she will because it is her son, but man, you just get someone else's opinion. It sometimes pays to get somebody else's opinion. It's worth giving that chunk of money away for them to help you and further your career.
So do you find him he's a legit QB, or do you think like the speculation that he should move over to wide receiver?
I think he has to play quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I do. I want to see who's picking late in the draft. In
the first round,
just to see, in the first round, just to see where he would be a good fit. Obviously, we know Buffalo's going away from that style of QB, and the Patriots, he doesn't fit that style of offense.
Do you think he's NFL ready right now, or do you think he needs to sit a little bit?
He needs to sit.
So then, like a later round pick,
I think he needs to sit just because I purely don't think he can learn the offense.
He does have to sit.
I don't think any quarterback coming out of college is NFL ready. Because
Deshaun Watson kind of blew holes.
That's why we got him here.
Yeah, but you could say Deshaun Watson. I could name probably 5 or 6 other quarterbacks
if Trubisky
too.
had a good coach, I would say maybe Trubisky as well.
I mean, we could go Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers. All those guys. They played immediately. They had success. Now there's also a lot of guys who played immediately and didn't have success. Johnny Manziel
and which ones out?
Troy Aikman, Peyton Manning.
You know what I mean? The ones that didn't have success hugely outweigh the ones that had success.
Agreed.
Because you're stepping into a whole nother world of everybody's good.
I think though, but I think like it depends on where you're drafted and who is ahead of you. Because like if you're getting picked on like New England, obviously you're gonna sit. You're gonna somebody who's a dedicated starter. But like when Trubisky came to the Bears and you got Mike frickin' Glennon, ahead of you. Like I feel like if they went in the training camp with Trubisky as the starter, and he got to play with the number ones, and he got to like know the actually get number one reps. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he would have done even better. So I think by like his third or fourth game, he would have gotten those butterflies out instead of like week 6 or 7.
I agree with you, Mike. I don't hate the way the Bears handled that, though. I mean,
I understand.
I
where
wouldn't
they're
have named him the
coming from.
quarterback. I would have named Mike Glennon the quarterback too. I would have.
Glennon never showed me anything. Like you look at pure talent and pure like heart and dedication, like it all favors Trubisky. And there's a lot of other quarterbacks that we've seen out there, and you're like, how are they backing this guy up? But if you got Alex Smith in front of you or somebody like that, like makes sense. Like Mahomes sits, that makes sense.
He just screams. Lamar Jackson screams the type of quarterback that Cam Newton is, but he's not even 25% of what Cam Newton is. That's what he says to me.
I would hate to see another RG3, something like that, where he takes the NFL by storm the first few games, and then he gets hurt because of his, or Deshaun Watson, he gets hurt because of his athleticism.
Yeah,
I would hate to see that again.
Robert Griffith. Yeah, that's like
what did I say? Griffin?
You said RG3.
Yeah,
okay,
RG3.
yeah.
But like that's what done to him and was getting hurt. And
if he had just pulled back a bit, and just
man, how do
threw
you
the
take
balls
that out of a guy?
It's a problem.
Where's
like
your
Carson Wentz? Look what happened to him.
It's hard for me to find. It's really hard for me. Like, you know what else I also find about Lamar Jackson? If we're having a conversation where you said to me, Lamar Jackson's available at 38 for the Jets' second-round pick, I'm thinking about it.
You take it.
I'm taking him.
You take it.
I'm taking him. If the Jets go another way in the first round, like if no trade had happened,
actually that'd work out great for you.
But if he's there in like the second round and we're having this conversation, he's a different quarterback for me. Does that make sense to you guys? If he's a quarterback, he's not a first round quarterback for me. But anywhere else in this draft, I'm more than happy to talk.
I think he could learn a lot from McCown. I really do. That'd be an ideal situation. The Jets.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
McCown's a good.
You're onto something.
Yeah, but is he gonna? He's not gonna be there in the second round.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
so that's
might.
but
He
might.
could be.
He could be
at 38. He could be.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he could be. But let's remember,
it's not that far fetched.
Bill Belichick drafts before the Jets do.
I don't see as cool as that would be. I don't see it. He's a totally different quarterback for the style of football that they play.
Yeah. I think Greg makes a point made a great point a few minutes ago about every NFL pick, every NFL draft pick, every NFL player is gone are the days of week 1 of your season you're opening up against Southwest Missouri State, or you're opening up against the Citadel, or you're opening up against Appalachian State. Gone are those days. I don't care, and this is why I fucking can't stand. There's one thing in life that I can't fucking stand, and we heard it last year a couple times. Well, do you think Alabama could beat the Cleveland Browns? Fuck no. Alabama couldn't share the same fucking stadium as the Cleveland Browns.
No.
Okay? It is a totally different ball game.
And they're too far apart. It would never work.
But my God.
Well, you figure the best from schools
We
go
work
to
with
the
this dude.
colleges, right?
Yeah.
And then the NFL takes the best of those best.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're getting on the field with freaks, pretty much. You
Yeah.
know, guys that shouldn't be as fast as they
People
are.
have been perfecting their craft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, and that are physically gifted.
Yeah, and the NFL coaches will find that weak spot that every college team has.
Exactly.
And they will just blow it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Or damn it, Gene. I think maybe his name is Ryan. Said Jackson to the Saints. It says Sean Payton loves him.
That might. I mean, hey, that's a great fit. That would be a good fit.
Sounds like a
Why
good
not?
fit.
2 years of Drew Brees left. Drew Brees is signed for 2
late
years.
in the first round.
Right.
That makes sense.
That does make sense.
That makes sense to me.
I mean, can't hate on that pick.
The other place.
And who can learn under Drew Brees and with Sean Payton? Man, that now you can sit a few years and you'll learn from the
That's
best.
a great spot for him. Okay.
If you also, the other place that I could see him, and this is where the chatter's kind of gone if he's going to go higher. The other place I could see him too is Denver.
You think so?
Yeah, why not?
I think Denver is going to stick to more.
Denver is looking to trade down.
I think they got their quarterback for right now. I think they're good on that. Unless he's down there like in the later rounds, I think maybe. But
Can I ask you a question now?
Yeah, all you do is cause shit if you draft Jackson and after you just picked up Casey.
Yeah.
Here's my problem, though.
It's a morale thing. But remember when RG3 got
drafted?
Who they draft to?
Right.
Remove your love hate for both of these guys, okay? Try to be objectional about this. Try to be objectional about this. We all love to shit on Mike Glennon, okay?
Well,
you do.
It.
Everybody loves to shit on Mike Glennon, okay?
He pays more for it.
In the scope of what we've seen, all right, Mike Glennon played in Tampa Bay where Mike Glennon was pretty good in Tampa Bay for the 5 or 6 games that he started at the end of the season. He was pretty good, Mike. He was pretty good, and he didn't have weapons around him at all.
Hot lunch.
Okay? Casey Keenum had weapons around him in Minnesota. Casey Keenum was pretty good. Okay? Do you feel confident enough to say that Casey Keenum is definitely the answer? I don't. I'm not buying in. I can't say with a half a season there's a reason why Casey Keenum, it took this long to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. There's a reason. There's also a reason why Lamar Jackson's numbers dropped from where they were when he originally went to Louisville to draft day.
Yeah, but when you look at Casey Keenum, like he where'd he play? He played in the Rams, Houston, which they were a mess at the time. Then he went to the Rams, and
he had similar weapons in Houston.
But when he went to the Rams, he played behind. Well, he played with
Foles.
Well, no, it was Goff. Goff was backing him up, and then you had Fisher as your coach,
who sucks.
Right. Who sucks. So then he goes to Minnesota, where he actually has some weapons, and he actually has a coach that tells him what to do. And what's he do? He has an epic year. That was his first year in Minnesota. So now when you got another kid breathing down your neck over there in Jared Goff, and we seen how he played. He did okay. He did all right.
Yeah.
And then they go and get Kirk Cousins and bring him over.
Yeah.
I think he just keeps getting beat out by more established quarterbacks, so he never really gets. He should have been kept with Minnesota. Any other team would have kept him there.
Absolutely. I am investing heavily in. If I am Denver, I am investing in a safety net.
I think you can get that in a later round. I think you can get. I think.
Who do you think would be your
I think
safety
you need
net?
a veteran.
I think if you want to go safety net, and I think you trade back and maybe you think about Lamar Jackson or Mason Rudolph.
I say go get.
I'm just worried, man. I don't believe in Casey Keenum.
I say go get Sanchez. Go get Mark Sanchez in there. Mark Sanchez.
He's got to deal with you boys already.
No, I think he's gone now. He's gone.
He's gone.
But
sure.
Yeah. Yep. But Mark Sanchez, the great thing about Sanchez is not because of the way he plays, because he coaches on the field. He's another mentor for these younger quarterbacks, and he's a serviceable backup. I mean, he went to 2 AFC Championship games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like now you're taking a guy who knows how to play the position. He doesn't have to be the number one guy. He's okay with being the backup.
Sure.
He knows his role, a la Josh McCown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it just worries me, man. I mean, both of those guys worry me. Keenum worries me. Lamar Jackson worries me. The production dropped off. In two, if you look at the ACC from when Lamar Jackson came in his freshman year and took it by storm and was unbelievable, to the ACC played in last year, dramatically worse, and he got worse.
Right. Well,
the production dropped.
Teams played him different. I mean,
exactly.
You got more film on him, so does that?
I don't think they're going to
translate into the NFL.
I really don't think Denver's going to go after Jackson.
Well,
I really don't.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, maybe they probably won't, but it's just an idea. It's spitballing. I mean, New Orleans is a great idea, though.
Yeah, I like the Saints.
Yeah.
Or Arizona. Arizona needs a quarterback to build behind. They got 2 backups really right now. I mean,
not a bad place. Not a bad place either.
Like our buddy over here on the chat line, Ryan, or damn it, Gene, whatever your name is, buddy. Said Glennon is a career backup. Obviously, I agree. He should never be a starter. Like, he holds the ball way too long.
Experiment tried and failed. Yeah, basically.
I absolutely agree with him. He says he's indecisive and holds the ball way too long.
Mike Glennon is Matt Castle. Matt Castle's still getting paid. Matt Castle just got paid again.
This guy brings up really good points.
Oh.
I like it.
Mike Glennon is Matt Castle. That's who he is. Matt Castle is now the new backup quarterback in Detroit.
Yeah.
Somehow that guy still keeps getting deals, and he sucks every time he's on the field.
And he won 10 games with New England.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that just tells you like how good of a coach Belichick is.
Right.
So you could get a later round guy and come, like mold him the way you want to. And I think that's why, like, if he does fall to the Saints, it's a best opportunity for him.
Yeah,
like,
it would make sense. It would give him the time to develop, and he's there. And the Saints have nobody really there that they have nobody really behind Drew Brees.
Look
So
who fell down to 16 and had to sit 4 years behind Brett Favre. Now he's kind of that guy. Everybody loves to hate and want to hit him with a shovel. Freaking Rodgers. You know what I mean? Like, I remember watching that draft, and he kept falling and falling and falling, and he did okay, but he got into a system where he didn't have to be that number one guy. You know what I mean? Like, who knows if Aaron Rodgers had to come out and play in the Browns?
Right.
Imagine if he got drafted number one and went to San Fran at the time. And
fit is everything. I mean, you have to have the right fit for a guy. It just doesn't make sense. And that's where you have to have a good balance of that. What I talked about earlier, that best available and what works for you. You have to, if you have your guy and that's the guy that you want, and you've done all the pre-draft work on him. You've done all the scouting reports. You've had all of your guys in to see him. You have your GM in to see him, and he makes sense to you. And just because us, the critics, and us, the fans, and all the other people, the Kuipers, the Mayoks of the world, say, "Oh well, this guy's going to go to the New York Giants." Like, it doesn't matter if your guy is there. You take your guy. It's just like if you're fit in Chicago as Calvin Ridley, then you go Calvin Ridley.
Right. That's a lot about what John said earlier.
Yeah.
They already know what they're going to do. Now they're just lying as much as possible.
They're posturing. I mean? They're posturing to get that move to them.
Yeah.
So it's how do you make that move now happen? How do you spread the fake reports? I mean, you see it all the time. There's a lot of guys that
posturing. I like that.
Thank you. A lot of GMs and stuff that have their own, and agents have their own media guys that they specifically use to spread their media guys. Who's that guy?
I don't know.
Is that Mandry?
What the hell
was
gone
that? Now.
Yeah, that's what's creepy.
He's just a ghost.
Man, that was nuts. Oh man,
it looked like Vince Lombardi.
But you have guys, you have GMs and agents that'll put reports out to different writers to spread rumors so that their guys get better deals or their guys get picked in better spots. That happens all the time.
That's the chess game.
Who was a kid a couple years ago? Offensive lineman, and a thing that came out, like a video popped out, like right as the
weed.
Draft. The weed, where you're
Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, man, and that kid dropped
15 spots.
Hit the Bing. How
the
the hell
gas
do you know
mask.
that?
Gas mask. Laramie Tunsil.
Remember that
Laramie
poor kid,
Tunsil.
man. Like, you cost him millions of dollars.
Do you know that video? That video broke as the pick was as they were about to make the picks. All the other teams had seen the video, and as the Dolphins were about to make the pick, the video broke. It was it was like a 5-minute thing. It was like, here Twitter just takes this video by storm,
right?
And it could very well have been something where perhaps the Dolphins had rights to the video or knew about the video, and they put it out there so that the previous team wouldn't take him, so we'd get to them. You never know. That happens in sports more than you think it would.
That's a bargaining chip too.
Sure.
You could say, all right, well, we drafted you, but you got a history of smoking pot.
Yeah.
We're not going to pay you as much, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
And you know what? We drafted you, and I don't think any other team is gonna. So it's kind of a
by value,
chip.
if you're playing 16 games a year, and by value we value at $1 million a game, just for math purposes. So that means you get a $16 million contract, and that's who it was Mandry. And we value you at $16 million a year. And we think that you might get a 4-game suspension for smoking pot.
Well,
then here's a $12 million contract.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have that. You're absolutely right. It's leverage.
Oh, they said his our guy checking on the chat line here says his stepdad did it. That's right. I did hear that his stepdad.
Oh
did it.
yeah, that is right. Yeah,
that's right.
It cost that kid millions of dollars because when you go from he could have been a top 2-3. Man, do you want to join us? Come on, buddy.
Hop on in for the last few minutes.
Chris Mandry join us here.
The Mandry. Good job, Mike.
Yeah, sorry. Trying to do two things at once.
So, Mandry, you got a football team or what?
Oakland Raiders, baby.
Oh, John Gruden and the boys.
Yeah, soon to be Vegas. I actually got a down payment for Vegas Raiders season tickets.
No,
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
Would they give him out with a, they give him out with a free pair of socks or what's going on?
Yeah, man.
No, you get one of those nice visors Gruden was wearing the other day at practice. He was rocking the backwards visor, which is like circa 2000.
How do you feel about the whole Gruden thing?
Good. So I haven't been. I've been a little out of touch with it. I did go to Vegas a couple weeks ago, and it is pretty rampant Raider fever down there. That's,
wow.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
So you obviously signed up for those tickets while you were there, fucked up, and
yeah, right.
That's how they got.
Oh yeah, I gotta get the tickets.
Anybody?
Great idea, guys.
Yeah. Sitting by a pool at like Bellagio. Oh, guys, the tickets.
if you're gonna get a home out there, I do recommend you get a home inspector. And I do recommend Josh Amodio from Priceless Inspection. You'll get a good quality home inspection. That's priceless. Call Josh at 315-525-8725 for your next home inspection. In-depth and detailed reports. Thorough inspections, and he pays attention to details. Josh has been in the construction business his whole life and knows the importance of a quality home inspection. Call Josh before you put your home on the market or looking to buy a home, or even if you just want to update your home. Call Josh, and he'll do all that for you. Call him today at 315-525-8725.
Awesome. That was priceless.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great. So, good job, buddy. Wow.
So you guys got a couple new pickups over there. Doug Martin and Jordy Nelson.
You're ready to go.
Yes, I saw Jordy Nelson. I really need to get a little more in tune.
Jordy Nelson's a big pickup there with Derek Carr. I mean, he needs a good weapon like that.
Yes.
With Amari Cooper on the other side now.
And Crabtree's gone, right?
Yeah. Punk.
Yep.
I think that's a big pickup.
What about his necklace? Is his necklace going to stay?
My grandma gave me that chain.
Oh, grandmama. Big mama.
But, I think that's a big pickup. And then you got Marshawn Lynch back there with Doug Martin.
I love Marshawn Lynch, man.
Doug Martin doesn't have to be the number one guy, and neither does Marshawn. So now you got that Thunder and Lightning going on.
The Jets just picked up their tight end, too, Clive Wofford.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, starting tight end from last year. I was pumped about that. It was a good pickup. So, claimed him on waivers. They released him. John Gruden's just cutting ties with everybody. Cut their punter, who was unbelievable.
Yeah. Marquette and King are now going at it on Twitter. Marquette's asking to be on the punt team, punt coverage team.
My boy Riley Dixon's gone now, probably in Denver. The kid from Camden.
Right.
The punter from the Broncos is
Isn't
from
his
Camden.
name Marquette King?
Yeah, Marquette King.
No.
He said Marquette and King were going at it, so I was like kind of.
We had too many beers tonight. We said too many
Fuck off.
vitamin waters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have to
he's watering his vitamin water down.
It is Marquette King. Marquette King's the fucking
punter,
and he's battling with fucking what's his name?
XXX0.
Riley Dixon.
Dixon.
My boy from Camden.
No, he's the fucking
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Camden, Ohio.
What's the fucking the linebacker from the Raiders? Oh shit! I was just reading it earlier.
Khalil Mack.
No, I don't think it's Mack.
Khalil Mack held out too. He didn't show up for OTAs.
Right.
Buffalo boy, UB.
So do you think all the Raider fans are going to continue to be Raider fans when they go to Las Vegas?
Not all of them. I mean, there'll be probably about, 99% of them probably will be. I mean, I love them no matter where they go. I don't care. I got into them when they were in Los Angeles. That's when I fell in love with them because they were just badass.
Bo Jackson?
Yep.
Or was it Marcus Allen? I was a Marcus Allen fan.
It was. I don't actually remember watching either of them play that much, but I remember Bo Jackson. I love Bo Jackson.
I think everybody loved Bo Jackson when he was playing.
Not Brian Bosworth. He didn't like him.
No. He felt him, but he didn't like him.
The Boz.
I think
Bo Jackson ruined his career.
Yeah, right. And Raiders are one of those teams that, like last year, I kept thinking they're going to take that next step and become the playoff team, and they'd kick the shit out of somebody and then lose to Buffalo.
Yeah,
and we found out Buffalo's a little tougher than they first were advertised, but I don't know, the Raiders. I like Derek Carr. I like some of the players that they got there. They just can't seem to keep it all together.
Maybe Gruden's the answer.
It could be.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't go to whatever team they face in the Super Bowl, should be good.
Bruce Irvin. That's the fucking guy.
Bruce Irvin. He's a thug, too.
And, yeah, he's battling with Marquette King. All right. So Martellus Bryant states that 89% of NFL players use pot.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that number.
Yeah,
Could be higher.
Yeah, could be. I mean, that's what I was going to say. I mean, it very well could be higher. Like,
I mean, they do call it
no pun intended either. No pun intended.
They do call it Mile High Stadium.
Exactly. This guy's got to sleep somehow. You know?
Do you think that's like
their
when,
brains are all mushy? You know, got to get to bed.
I've been hearing a
somehow.
lot of people talk about like the league should change its stance on marijuana because certain states are making it legal and they have documented evidence that it is used as a medical for pain and
inflammation.
It's gonna. Like, you know what it's gonna take? It's gonna take something coming out in the whole concussion argument. I think it's gonna really be like people are gonna be like, oh, it helps concussions. Let's do it. Or CTE. You know that whole argument.
I was just bringing that up just now.
I have no problem with it during the off season. I think if guys want to use it as healing, that's fine. But during the season, I don't want guys playing high. I want the best of the best out there. I want the best product out there.
It doesn't last that long.
No one,
like you're going to smoke on a Monday and you're going to be high on
No. I know. I'm just saying.
Games, stuff like that.
That shit. That's what I'm talking about.
No one can play high. You know what I mean? They say that they can.
Oh, no, I don't know.
But you can't focus like you should.
I had a buddy who tried to tell me when I was playing baseball he could play high, and I'm like, dude, you're like, I was like, try one game, try not play high. Had the game of his life, played the next game high, couldn't play.
Right.
Like, just was like mushing in the
you
ground.
Just can't focus.
You know, like,
you can't focus.
I don't know. Like,
you don't have the edge that you have when you're not.
Maybe not football. I know, like in basketball, for me, it was like I was shooting up bricks, couldn't hit, and I went back and smoked a blunt. Come back out, and I'm freaking hitting 3-pointers. I'm freaking like on, you know what I mean? Because like they took away that nerve. Same thing with golf. Like golf, I'm sitting, I'm like all like jittery, like when I'm going to hit it, and like then I hit it, and then I come back and I'm like, oh shit, I feel much better. Yeah, I feel much better.
I mean, I can't say I'm totally against drugs at all because we know that was football in the 70s and 80s. Guys were fucking playing high and jacked up as fuck, and look at the product we got. We fucking smashed fucking killer hits.
Ricky Williams
back there, right?
Case closed.
Yeah, how'd that pan out?
Dude, he came back and he was killing it. Remember, he was like one of the best running backs in the league after he came back.
Right, after he came back, but he when he was playing for Miami, but he was doing all the pot in New Orleans.
He was doing all the pot along.
I think it's psychological. I think when someone smokes or what have you, it takes down how they feel about themselves or whatever. It gets their head out of their own head. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where
they don't hear the voices anymore.
When you're constantly thinking about, am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong, instead of just doing it.
But here's the thing, though,
like you kind of take yourself out of it and look at it from over here.
Right, and you're just doing it now. You're not thinking about doing it. You're actually doing it.
But here's the thing now. Now it's legal in several states. Washington, Colorado, Massachusetts. It's
legal to do when you're at your job.
But what I'm saying is,
legal. That we have no say over it. If the NFL says no, that's it.
But that's where
I think it's still illegal in like 49 or not in 39 states or whatever. It's still illegal in a lot of states where football is being played. So I don't know how you would be able to say like, okay, so the Broncos can get high, but the Chiefs, you guys can't get high because they're in.
That's what I'm saying. Like
America.
as more of these states start flipping and becoming legalizing it, they're going to have to change these rules because right now
it's a private organization.
You got California now. I mean, you got there's a lot of states that are legalizing this. Vegas is going to be another one. So they're going
to end up with the XFL.
I'm just saying. Well, no. What I'm saying is every state could say it's legal, and the NFL could still say no. You can't. If you can't fail it, you can't fail a drug test. That's it.
Yeah.
We don't want that in our product.
I just think the NFL should concentrate more on like the steroids and the the real drugs because eventually you're going to.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says if you smoke weed, like your coaching decision could say, don't smoke during the game or even during the season. But if you get like on the off season, Odell Beckham sitting on a boat and he's got a bunch of hookers around.
Who cares?
And he's smoking a blunt. Who cares?
Right.
Is that really gonna matter?
I mean, if you're from the coaching aspect, you're gonna care because it's his lungs. He's got to run up and down the field all day.
Yeah, but it's not like he's smoking like day and night, like he's smoking cigarettes.
Who knows on the off season? What's he doing? You know what I'm saying?
I just want the most mentally focused and best product out on the field.
Absolutely.
As a fan,
I think you're going to start to see it get written into I think we're inevitably going toward a country that it's going to be fully legal at some point for recreational use.
Hopefully in my lifetime.
In the next, yeah, exactly. It's going to happen. So I think what you're going to see is, and this is more of a thing that a lot of players will have written in is there certain contractual obligations you have to meet. There's a lot of, like, for instance, like there's certain baseball players that can't play golf throughout a season. They might write it into a contract. If you see a problem, like Greg was saying, start to arise with it. Okay, they're smoking it too much. They're too much in the public eye with it. You know, they're getting deals from certain, you know, because that's going to be the next wave of things. It's going to be getting deals from dispensaries and you're getting a deal from you know, I don't really know any of the websites, but for lack of a better example, Pot Smokers of America, like you might get an endorsement deal to, like, you know, be one of their spokesmen. You could start you could start to see it getting written into players' contracts. Okay, you can't be a part of that. Whereas, and like you said, it's a private business, so they're allowed to do that. The thing you always have to remember about sports, though, is, and this is why baseball got into a lot of trouble with the steroid problem, is baseball got fucked by the government. Not really fucked, but baseball, football, the NFL, and hockey all have antitrust monopoly agreements with the United States government, basically saying that they can act as a monopoly, because they are. That's what basically they are.
Yes.
So what basically the government said to baseball is you better start testing for steroids. We think it's an issue. You have to now start testing for it. Otherwise, we're pulling all of that. And once you pull all of that, the lawsuits just come down the hill right at you. So you could start to see something like that come about too, with the government getting involved and saying, well, maybe it is a problem for NFL athletes. We don't want.
I think the Players Association might be the ones to introduce it to be more acceptable.
100%. Yeah, that's what I think, is that they're going to be the ones pushing for their players, and, you know, put the scientific evidence of, you know, CBD use, of, you know, reducing inflammation, all that shit.
Right. CTE.
CTE. Well, CBD.
Oh, what's CBD?
CBD oil is like the.
Okay.
Like cannabinoid, I think it is. For CTE. Yeah.
But
I'm a noob.
Like,
yeah, me too.
At the same time, we have to remember that these people are in the public eye. You know, you got 16, 15, 13-year-old Johnny, you know, who wants to be like Odell Beckham or whatever. And if he's on TV known for smoking marijuana and all this, guess what little 15, 13-year-old wants to do? He wants to smoke marijuana.
Exactly.
They want to smoke marijuana anyway. But
and that's the same.
Now it's like, well, they do it. You know what I mean?
That's the same thing in
I'm going to be in the NFL.
For instance, that's why you can't sit on the sideline. That's why you can't sit on the sideline and drink a beer. Or in baseball's terms, in the last 10 years, they've outlawed chewing tobacco on. You can't give an interview with chewing tobacco in.
Right.
You can have it on the field.
Exactly what I'm saying.
They won't pan to it, but when you give an interview, it can't be in your mouth, and you can't be spitting or anything like that. Like, so that's just exactly what Greg's saying is you'll never, in professional sports, you will never stop being the role model for the next generation.
And to that point, though, I think because they already have things that they're not endorsing beer, they're
Sure.
not endorsing, things like that.
You're absolutely right.
So
and these guys drink.
They'll just
pro athletes drink.
And you'll see them with drinks all the time. So they'll be like, listen, you can't endorse these things. You do it, you do it.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna, you can't be the face of a dispensary.
Sure.
You can't be the face of this, whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, like I'm sure he was probably paid to do it, but I remember 2 or 3 years back, Gronk was at Turning Stone, at Lava at Turning Stone. He made an appearance there. And he was drinking. He was dancing around and drinking and doing all that. But again, he's in that right light. He's in the light of people that are 21, 21 or older,
right,
and being able to do that. He's not doing it. That's when it becomes a problem, when it gets out into the tabloids and you have those problems. Oh, okay, here's Plexico Burress shooting himself in the leg. He's got a gun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Who doesn't know about that? That happened. I mean, that happened when I was in high school. I hate to date all of you guys and age all of you guys again here, but that happened when I was in high school, and I can remember seeing that. Yeah, exactly. I can remember seeing that happen. I remember hearing about that happen.
That was in 2010. That's when that was. I remember that.
I just remember he was up in Oneida.
Gene's checking in.
Or Rome up there.
Gene's checking in. He said maybe if it changes in the CBA.
It would have to change in the CBA. It would have to be part of collective bargaining.
Yep. That's why I said I think the players would be the ones to push.
And I also think some of the owners might even too. You know what I mean? Because they're losing. Like you look at like Josh Gordon. Again, we talk about him. He lost almost 2 years. Now you got your number one wide receiver, who's a stud, out because he smoked some weed. You know what I mean? Now if you're an owner and you'll be like, listen, I don't want to lose my top guy because he smoked a little weed. You know what I mean?
Sure. Right.
If it's contractual,
and
then
if it helps,
he knows he's breaking the rules.
I get that. But
if it's not contractual, I see what you're saying.
They only have to test clean between fucking June and January. Those
but then
4 months of
you get a DWI and you get like maybe a slap on the wrist or maybe a game or two. You know what I'm saying? Like whereas like marijuana, you get like the same thing as if you're taking steroids.
So it has to be bargained down. It has to be bargained down.
Right.
If I like Sill's idea, if you want to do it for a certain period of time and cut it off for a certain period of time, maybe I don't know because guys still drink during the season,
and that would show non-addiction if you can shut it off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and I think at that point you let the performance. I mean, hell, look at Lawrence Taylor. He was fucked up the entire time he was playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't. You can't have it. You can't say shut it all off because back in the 70s and 80s, man, they were just fucking on anything they could just jam into their body. They were fucking on.
It's a whole different time, though.
Right, I know. Right?
I'm here for the gangbang.
Right? Yeah.
I think I want to jam in there.
I will say though, before we see pot, we will see, and I think it could come down in the next 2 to 3 years, and I'm more than fucking excited for it. Is sports betting. It's coming in the next 2 to 3 years. I think Jersey gets it this year, and I think all the rest of the states in the next 2 or 3 years get it, and that could be the trickle down for marijuana as well.
Well, they shut DraftKings and all that shit down real quick.
But they're back.
They're back.
But they're back.
Oh, great! We're gonna hear fucking have a commercial every 30 seconds again.
Yep.
Dude, that got really bad. That was so annoying.
No, the one that really got me was FanDuel. It would like fuck up your TV, and it would just sit there like you had to change the channel and come back, and then it was only the FanDuel.
The Supreme Court's hearing the sports gambling case right now, so it could be in the next few months.
Me, I don't care about it if somebody wants to throw their life down the fucking toilet over somebody who they hope doesn't get injured. But it was just the commercials really pissed me off.
Sure. Is that how you really feel or no?
No, that is 100%. I mean, I'm the guy who pays the extra $2 on Hulu just so I don't get commercials. You know?
Bunch of goddamn nerds.
Wow, you're hangry.
Yeah.
Shoving your sausage roll in his mouth. Right?
So you high over there or what, man? You hungry?
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
Fucking saliva went down the wrong pipe.
Silvers is mad. He's ornery today because he's not drinking.
Yeah,
why aren't you drinking?
I got the mud run on Saturday, and I've always been this way where it's just like I want to give my best effort on Saturday. I am going to get shit-faced Saturday night.
Are you doing the half-mile kids run?
No, I'm.
It's just you and a bunch of
He's going to bust that shit out.
And just
shoving their heads in the dirt and just
fuck you, Timmy! Fuck you!
And what Silver's talking about is the Daniel Barden Mudfest that's happening this Saturday up in Deansboro. So how long have you been doing it?
This is my third year.
Third year? And getting any easier or no?
No, last year I came in.
Greg did it last year too, right?
Yeah.
I did it the first 2 years with him.
Yeah, but my man hurt his. I don't want to touch it.
Thanks, Gene.
Hurt his knee.
Thanks for checking in, buddy.
So I won't be doing it this year.
No, why not?
I messed up my knee.
Oh, that's what we're going with.
That's what we're going with.
So this year I had to train all by myself. So physically I'm probably more I got more strength, but I'm just not confident enough in my cardio. So.
Hey, John, sweet hat.
Thanks, gay robot.
You're running with our buddy Rocco, right?
But cardio is important. Oh, Rocco.
Rocco's running with me, so I'll at least have a partner. Somebody to push me along. So I'm gonna pray for the best.
And we're gonna do live. Hopefully, depending on the internet service, we're gonna do live check-ins through Facebook Live and maybe even up through the D. But we got to find that out tomorrow. We're going to find out what our internet situation looks like.
It's got to be tough to do it by yourself.
And it's going to be rainy and shitty. So, is that going to affect signal at all or anything? Satellite?
I don't know. We'll see. It's a mud run. It's got to be rainy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's going to be a great time.
Maybe you can find a group of nurses.
They got tons of bands, music. They got Simple Props, The Bomb. Who else we got on there? The Mud. Oh my God.
The Old Main. The Old Main. Grit and
Swamp
Grace.
Drivers, man. The Swamp Drivers were cool. Great and Greats. Old Main. Who else we got up on there?
Simple Props. That's the 4 you got them, buddy.
Dude.
Well, I'm going to be coming in. I'm going to miss most of Simple Props set, and I'm kind of mad at that one.
Ooh, Grapevine's going to be there. Louis going to be down there.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And
Ray Brothers.
Brothers.
Boy. Oh boy.
Ooh, good food right there. Man, you ever been? You ever been to the Mudfest?
I have not been to the Mudfest actually.
You should come on up.
I have not. There's always been some kind of a conflict, but I don't think there is this year.
Mostly pot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Andrew, you got any good words to spread?
You
got any good word to spread with us here, or anything? You got anything going on coming up here?
I'm actually. You mentioned Mile High Stadium. I'm going to Denver for next week for the holidays.
All right.
Going to 420 on the Eves. 420 Eve on the Rocks party with Method Man, Redman, and 311.
And Josh Gordon. And Josh Gordon will be there.
And Josh Gordon, yeah.
Method Man's my dude. Totally envy you right now.
It's gonna be
son of a bitch.
It's gonna be pretty crazy. So that's what I got going on. Nothing really too sport.
I'm
Well, so last time I was in Denver, which is the first time I was there, I missed a flight and was there for a night. I'm walking around, I'm like, man, everybody's just giving me this weird look. Like, I don't know if I like this place much, like these fucking people. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a Raiders hat. There's something going on there.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So you leave the black and silver at home this time.
Well, no, I've got friends this time, so I'm wearing a Howie Long jersey. I got shoulder pads, spikes, ready
Face
to go.
paint.
That's great.
It's going to be a group of you getting ugly looks.
April 20th.
No, I'm the only one who's a Raiders fan in the group.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be really weird for them, but I'll feel more comfortable.
It's a friend test.
Yeah. They've been through a lot.
It takes balls, though. Well, you didn't do it on purpose, but I was going to say it takes balls to go right into the enemy territory wearing your hat.
Yeah.
Yep. I went to a Buffalo game wearing all my Patriot stuff. I was in an ocean of Buffalo fans, me and 4 other guys.
Done that with the Jets.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, but I think Patriots are more hated.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody hates the Jets. It's not like they beat anybody. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I had somebody threaten to piss on my coat. Yeah. It was crazy.
Did you take him up on it?
And it was a girl.
Greg requested it.
Ended up on his face. Ended up on his face.
I said,
put it in this
You
cup.
won't dare. No, you won't.
You ain't got the vagina to do that.
Too quiet.
I love it. I love it.
MVPs, 4 Super Bowl rings, guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. Now let's get my hand job into this red Solo cup.
Amen.
You gotta love the Patriots. You gotta go.
Yeah.
All right.
Caleb's got to pee.
No, I actually have to go.
Yeah, because we started late tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for actually joining us.
I know. Fuck.
Yeah.
We might be next week back with Gaffney at the helm. No.
I don't think right now I have no obligation.
Have you been on the baseline yet?
Not yet. Not yet. But I
know
will.
They've been looking for you.
I
to
will
come
though.
on, so.
I will. At some point.
And the baseline, just so people out there don't know, is the baseball podcast that we got with Sean Gaffney and our boy JP Schofield. They do it every Sunday. I believe it's right around 6 o'clock.
Yep.
These guys are killing it, man. They're doing a really good job. Gaffney comes in here a lot of times and co-hosts for us when Caleb's out there gallivanting, doing his thing with the baseball. So we definitely should hit him up, man. Get him on there. We're a D-line shirt or something. We'll make one for you.
Later.
But yeah. What do you say we get ready? Well, we should probably let Greg get back from the pitch.
Yeah. We'll let him say goodbye. So basically, the mud run is what has got Saturday all day written all over it, and then we got our draft, the NFL draft coming up in 2 weeks from tonight. It'll be a good show. Big Johnny
Thursday, right?
Yep.
Thursday.
Big Johnny's going to join us for that show. Then our last show for the season is going to be the week after that.
Yeah,
and
we
then,
just do like a recap and then.
Yep, and then we're gonna take the summer off, and we'll be back the week before the NFL season starts, a week or two.
I am trying to work on something big.
Okay.
It's Devin McCourty.
Oh wow.
So.
Okay.
Talk to somebody who's his cousin, and hopefully,
Okay.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if it actually happens, but that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool.
So, who you hoping that the Raiders go after? Is you got somebody that you're thinking, or position? Like, do you want them to?
I don't know, man. I haven't been that in tune. It's been probably a week and a half since I texted Mel Kiper, so I just have.
Oh, you go with Mel?
No idea.
No.
I don't know.
We're Mayock guys,
Yeah.
So we go with him instead of Mel.
Are you guys doing Are you guys watching the draft while you're doing this?
Probably not, because we'll get done before they actually start.
Cool.
So of course I work at the bar on Thursday nights. So yeah, we probably won't be able to do that, which is why we would have to recap it the next week. But
cool.
I like it kind of cool because it's like unless you guys want to do live check-ins when you're watching it, but I always like watching the first two rounds.
He's got to be here for if we get McCourty.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's got to fucking be here.
But, you know, like, I like the first 1 or 2 rounds, and then the rest I'll just catch up on.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes way too long.
Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah.
And you don't even know who
Long
half
as
these people
time.
are.
Right.
You're like, unless you're a big college, you know, football fan,
Right.
which I have a hard enough time
I'm
keeping
not.
up.
I'm not
either.
Yeah.
And because
I'm a Syracuse football fan. It's, you know.
right.
Yeah.
You know, like, I never really understood how to, like, pick a college team. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many college teams, and, you know, being from here, you obviously go with Syracuse, but they suck. They're so bad. They're getting better. They are
being
getting better.
generous, chicken.
But they are getting better. I got it. You know, they are moving in the right direction. But, you know, you say, how do you figure, like, oh, I'm going to be a Texas fan, or I'm going to be, you know, Michigan fan, or whatever?
Well, you got the, you know, the old bandwagon format, you know, or you can go with who's got cool colors, you know, like Boise, you know.
And I feel like a chick picking a team.
Or Oregon State Ducks.
That's actually what I did with the Raiders.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're like,
I was
Rich
like
Gannon's
6,
so
though.
cute.
Yeah. Jeff Hostetler, actually.
Oh, Haas.
He liked the stash.
Yeah.
Gay robot in the house.
Word up.
But, all right, let's get out of here. Before I go, I just want to also say stop down to the showroom at Steep Honey Volkswagen at 5046 Commercial Drive, Yorkville. See why it's easy to do business at Steep Honey Volkswagen and at steephoneyvolkswagen.net.
Great job, chicken.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for letting me drop in, guys.
Absolutely, man. You got to come back out for a whole show sometime, man.
Yeah. I'll do a little research. And
Greg, thank you for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me every single time.
Oh,
appreciate it.
What are you gonna do?
He must have dropped it.
Can you go fuck yourself?
Well, I got to play this one for Greg. Greg is a diehard New England fan, so I have to play this. E-A-T-L-E-N-T-O. Yep, I gotta be a dick.
Yeah.
All right, we are out of here. We will see you next week. Stay tuned tomorrow for Z will be joining Tommy Drama for the Back Talk.
Cool.
That starts at 11 to 1. So we'll see you.
All right, have a good night.
Peace.
The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.